Hey, and welcome back again, everyone. In this video, it's going to be again a little bit more advanced because we're going to be covering the upward version of the hand roll. Again, I've already shown you the downward figure eight hand roll, which is that one. I'm doing the advanced version here. It has that little flip in the back. You should also know the basic version, which is hard for me to do after doing the advanced, but it just goes one to the other. This move, as I said, it's going to be the upward version of that. This one's a little bit more tricky because you're having to fight, or one handle is having to fight momentum after you do the hand roll. That one there. So it's a little bit tricky when you're first beginning it, but once you get up a certain amount of speed with it, then it becomes a little bit easier, okay? Because you have momentum working with you. Now, as I said, this one is going to be the upward hand roll, so we're going to start in an upward wheel. Okay? This is just to the outside of my arm. Actually, I'll angle a little bit so you can see it better. Now, the hand roll is going to happen once this other handle comes over towards 9 o'clock. My hand is going to come from the inside to the outside, and it's going to move in the way of the chain, okay? So upward, hand roll, okay? That again, upward, hand roll. It looks a lot better when you're going fast with it. Okay, but as I said, the same concept applies. As it's coming over and then towards 9 o'clock, you're taking this handle and moving it so that your hand is in the way of the chain. And once that chain rolls over your hand, this one is dropping out of your hand, and this one should roll right into your hand as this one comes back over again, okay? Now the tricky part, as I said, is getting the momentum to carry this one up and around, because this one is having to fight gravity to come back up once the hand roll takes place. So what I want you to practice is just start it like this with the basic wheel, and then put your hand in the way once this one comes over the top, okay? Slow it down a bit, hopefully so you can see it. So as this one comes over the top, you're going to move your hand in the way, and then try to catch the other handle in reverse grip. See, I missed it. Okay. Now once you can get that catch consistently, the next thing you want to work on is carrying the momentum through with that other handle. And what I'm doing there is, as I'm catching and this one comes underneath, I'm taking this to the inside and just letting it carry around to the outside, like that, okay? So start in your upward wheel, hand roll, and then try to keep that momentum of the other handle going in a circle, okay? Because you're going to need that momentum as you come to the other side. So once more, upward wheel, hand roll, and then just try to keep that momentum going, okay? Once you can get that hand roll on this side consistently, then you're going to work on this side. And this side, you're going to start in reverse grip, and you're just going to roll it over the back of your hand. Now what I'm doing there is, I'm swinging it back to get a little bit momentum, and then as this one comes up, I'm releasing this one, and this one is rolling between my thumb and index finger into my hand as this comes over, okay? So get up a little momentum, hand roll. Okay. It's the same thing as the first hand roll I showed you, the downward version, on this side. It's the same thing there, you're just doing it on this side now. Okay. right there. So again, this side, hand roll, momentum, and then you're taking that across your body into that hand roll. Okay, don't practice this all at once. Practice each hand roll by itself until you can get them consistently. Okay, once you've gotten this side consistently, then work this side. Okay, just over and over again. Once you can get each of those down pretty consistently to where you're not dropping it, then you're going to do the hand roll on this side, and then from there you're going to take this end that you're holding and you're going to draw kind of an arc across your body. Okay, and you're trying to get this handle to swing in a diagonal direction in front of you. Okay, like that. So you're starting from like 7 or 8 o'clock from your perspective and going towards 1 or 2 o'clock over here. Okay, in a diagonal direction. Okay. Once you do that diagonal sweep, you should have enough momentum from that swing to do the hand roll on that side. So hand roll with the momentum, and then as it comes towards 6 o'clock here, you're going to take it, swing it up into that hand roll. Okay? So upward, upward, hand roll with the momentum, sweep, and then you can do momentum over here, and then hand roll. Okay? So that's probably the best way to practice that move. It's upward, hand roll with momentum, sweep, and then continually keep this one spinning, and then into that hand roll. Okay. Once you can get that, again, you're just building this move incrementally. Okay, once you can get that down, then you're going to put it together without those circles, those momentum circles. Then you're just going to go hand roll, sweep, hand roll, and then sweep back into this hand roll. So hand roll, sweep across, hand roll, sweep across, hand roll. And do that slowly like I'm doing here. So hand roll, sweep across and pause, hand roll, sweep across and pause, hand roll, and so on. And once you get that, then you can start kind of adding some speed to that. So what you could do is, once you sweep across, don't add that pause in, just go immediately into the hand roll. Okay? So sweep, hand roll, sweep, hand roll, sweep, hand roll. Okay. Once you can get that down, then just kind of take out the pause once you do the hand roll and just go right into the extra sweep. Okay. Don't get frustrated with this move. You will drop the chucks several times. I cannot tell you how long I spent trying to learn this move, just because it's very awkward when compared to the downward version. But hopefully I explain that in the way that'll help you learn it the best way. So you're basically practicing the move incrementally. You're starting with that basic upward flourish. Then you're practicing the hand roll by itself. Okay. Once you get that down, then you're adding that little momentum towards the outside. Okay. Then from there, you're practicing this hand roll by itself, just over and over again. Okay. Then you can practice that with this reverse grip momentum. Okay. Then you can practice going from that hand roll with momentum into this sweep, into the momentum. And then just back and forth until you can take out those momentum sweeps and just do the hand roll by itself. Okay. Now, the reason to learn this move is because you can then add that to the downward hand roll, and that can really open up movement again, as well as the figure eight. So in the past video I showed you the figure eight, you know, the switching direction and the moving with it. Okay, you can do the same thing with the hand rolls with this upward hand roll now. So you can be doing the downward hand roll. Okay, then you can take that to the upward hand roll. Okay. Then you can take that, bounce, hand roll, bounce, hand roll, hand roll. Okay. So you're opening up movement with those hand rolls, just going back and forth, back and forth. But that's something I'll get into a little bit later. So for right now, again, don't stop practicing the downward hand rolls because those are essential. Okay. Now, a good way to practice these, well, let me back up. Once you have the upward hand roll now, once you have that down to where you're not dropping it all the time, you can actually do it fairly decent. You can practice the downward and the upward hand roll in tandem on one side. And the way you do that is you can start with the downward hand roll, and then when you want to go into the upward hand roll, as you come to the back, to that standard grip, okay, you can bounce off that underarm like I showed you, and then that reverses the momentum, so now you're in the upward. Okay, so downward, bounce, now I'm in the upward, so I can do the upward hand rolls. Okay, and from the upward hand rolls, once you catch here, you can do some upward figure eights, bounce it off the top of your arm, and that'll put you back into the downward wheel. So I can do downward figure eight, hand roll, upward figure eight, hand roll, bounce, downward, bounce, upward, and then so on. And that'll really train you for the alternating hand rolls. Those things there, as well as moving with them. Okay, so that's a good way to practice that. But for right now, just work on the upward figure eight because the upward figure eight hand roll rather, because that'll take some good time getting used to. It is a good move to learn. It's very fun to learn once you've learned it, because then you can just chain together the downward and the upward pretty much whenever you want, and that'll really open up a lot of cool moves that will be coming later. Okay, so that's the upward figure eight hand roll. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, don't let it frustrate you. It does take a while to learn because of that momentum that you have to get used to, as well as going back and forth with it. Okay, it's a little bit trickier than the downward, as I said, but just don't let it frustrate you. Okay, so that's that one, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.